Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of the FYB Rugby Roundtable. My name's Sean Phelan, and since back before Christmas, I guess, we have been talking to individual clubs about what they've been up to over the last few months and over the last year. But now there is some actual rugby to talk about. So we are going to talk to a couple of people that have been involved in training over sort of the last 10 or 12 days, find out their thoughts on or what the situation is at their club and what the plans are going forward. But I want to thank every club. We did about 10 club focus episodes, so I want to thank everyone that got involved, that listened, to all the clubs that sort of help share it and everything. We'll be doing a lot more of those over the summer. So if you want to get your club involved, please just ask, and we'll get that sorted over the next few weeks. So I want to introduce you to my guests today. So we've got Emma from Westbury RFC.
Hello.
We've got veteran of the FYB Rugby Roundtable, Mr. Stephen Leach from Staines RFC. How are we?
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Being back out.
Yeah, I bet. First of all, what we'll do, we'll just Emma, if you just want to introduce yourself, tell us a little about your role at Westbury.
Yeah, so I'm Emma. My club is Westbury RFC. There's lots of Westbury rugby clubs out there, but I like to think that we are the original. We're probably not, but we play under the iconic Westbury White Horse. We have the most amazing pitch view, and I've been with the club for, it must be going on for 5 years now. I took up rugby fairly late in the day. I had a couple of seasons playing, had to retire through injury, and now I work with the team on marketing, but I'm also one of the directors of the rugby club as well.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you for giving up some time this morning. And Steve, this is now the third appearance for you on the show. So just give us a quick rundown of you and Staines.
So I'm chairman of Staines Rugby Club and director of the company, a bit like Emma. But during lockdown, decided to get fit. So I've now put my boots back on after retiring 10 years ago to have a final season or two. So I've been out training. Apart from that, probably a bit like Emma, do a bit of everything for the rugby club, bit of marketing, find some sponsorship, bit of kit. Yeah, it's been good to be back involved. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, if Steve was on episode -1, which was at the rugby show, which ended up becoming episode 1 as well, because then you came back on the following week, which then became the roundtable as it is now. Steve, you're looking trim, mate. What's been going on?
We started up an old boys fitness club, which was about 4 of us in the first lockdown. That's grown to about 20 people now. And personally, I've lost
a vets team sorted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, personally, I've lost about 4 stone. So yeah,
wow,
fantastic, mate. That's very cool. Very cool. Right, so we're here. Rugby's back. Rugby's been back for a couple of weeks now. So we're going to chat about what you two clubs have been up to. So Emma, talk us through sort of the return to rugby at Westbury.
Oh my gosh, we've been so excited to get back to rugby. Itching to get back, waiting each announcement, can we get back to rugby? So our ladies team have seen about 5 or 6 new players turn up, which is amazing, never having played rugby before. So that's such a positive thing to come out of this lockdown, people wanting to kind of take up a new sport or get fit again. And it's actually the same with our men's team as well. They've seen about 8 or 9 new players turn up, which is fantastic. And we're kind of trying to start off relatively slow. I feel like on our men's team, they're having to hold themselves back a bit. But certainly on the ladies' side, we're starting off with some fun fitness to just build everyone back into the rugby before we kind of get back into pre-season again in the summer.
When did you come back to training?
So just a couple of weeks ago. And it's just so nice being able...
The first day? The 29th?
Oh yeah, the first day. Yeah, well, we train, our ladies team train on the Wednesday and the men's on the Thursday. So that week we were back, and it's just nice being able to see people and see like a large group of people again, you know, and have a rugby ball in your hands. You know, if you don't have like a rugby family or you don't live with people, it's been very hard to kind of keep up your rugby skills. So it's just nice doing the simple things again.
Definitely. And Steve, talk us through sort of the first session at Staines.
First session, a bit like Emma, welcome back our ladies and men's team on the Tuesday. So we train Tuesday, Thursday. Lots of new faces, which is brilliant. Coming out of lockdown into a first session to see lots of new people has been great. I think first session we had 60 plus, and then that followed on the Tuesday, same sort of numbers. And then this week,
how does that compare to what it would have been had there not been a pandemic a year ago? Would you?
So we entered lockdown with having probably 15, 20 people turn up to training on a regular occurrence. And then since lockdown, we launched a women's team. So we've grown a whole women's section within lockdown. So they're up to about 20, 25 members now. And then to increase the men's side on that, we went down to one senior side. After having up to 6 at one point. So to grow that, and the aim now is to make sure there's rugby on the return in September for all those people that have come down.
Definitely. So you both just mentioned it there, and it was something I was going to come to later, but I want to jump to that now. How did you go about recruiting people when there was sort of very little opportunity to do any sort of rugby activity? Emma, we'll start with you. You said you've got 5 or 6 new men's players and 8 or 9 new women's players, which is fantastic. How did you go about it?
Consistency with so for us it's a lot on social media presence. So we have created lots of like funny videos over lockdown, or in the lead up to coming back to training, we were doing like movie posters adapted around rugby and our players, just to try and get people like looking at interesting things. And then we hit them with the "we're returning to rugby, this is all your details" kind of stuff. And then we use a lot of we're a really small rugby club, to be honest, and we are in a market town that is surrounded by other market towns with larger rugby clubs, and so there's always a lot of competition, but what we've actually found is, certainly on the ladies side with our newer players, a lot of them are coming from, say, football, that are maybe like going into off seasons and stuff, and so we're picking up players that can't go back to their original sports at the moment because of the way that the season falls, and are trying out rugby because they just want to play a team sport, which is fantastic.
And has that been the same for you, Steve?
Yeah, I think social media has definitely played a big part in our recruitment campaign. It's something that, since taking over as chairman, I've been really conscious about building brand and brand awareness for the club. We're in a saturated market with London Irish and Harlequins and much bigger, older rugby clubs around us. So I think we've focused on concentrating on, we are a small club within our community. It doesn't help that we're called Staines but are based in Feltham. So with a Feltham rugby club around the corner as well. So social media and presence has been great, but also we're blessed with having 14 acres of land. So we've kept that land open for members in the community to stay active. Lots of guys from Wild Geese have been down training during lockdown to keep fit. And we've just made sure that people in the community are aware that we're there for them to stay active. We launched a big partnership around mental health and well-being as well in the first lockdown. So part of that continuation was making sure people can stay active and to look after themselves.
I think, Steve, you're hitting the nail on the head there. Like, you know, when we're competing against bigger clubs, we have to highlight what is special about our own clubs and our own strengths. So whether it's the kind of the people, we always refer to ourselves as small club, big heart. You know, I think it's one of our guys on the marketing team that's come up with that we use it all the time, because that just seems to sum us up. And that's how we want to be known, and those sort of people that we want to attract. We also use a lot of like the spotted in pages, you know, the local community pages and stuff. They've been quite good to us, kind of getting the message out that we are returning to sport as well.
Yeah, Brilliant. I think it's great that more people seem to be wanting to come back into the sport, because I think 12 months ago, I think everyone was panicking that players might disappear and clubs might disappear. But actually, everything that you guys have just said, as well as every other club that I've spoken to, are all saying that they're thriving, which is absolutely brilliant. It means that they're actually taking stock of what they needed to happen over the last 12 months, and they did it, and they're doing it really well. So, Steve, tell us about the actual sessions. Has it been a case of just easing back in, or has it been sort of full steam ahead? We want to hit tackle bags and hit each other and all that jazz.
No, I think it helped having some virtual sessions in the build up to it. So we've been working a lot of around game plan and what we're going to do when we do actually get back to playing rugby. So the view from most of the players was that we're not ready for contact. Our bodies aren't ready. So Nick and the coaching team have hidden fitness within touch rugby. So we've done a lot of touch-based rugby to look for space, work on defensive patterns, work on attacking patterns. So, but within that is it's been a lot of running involved in most of the sessions.
Especially the Ready for Rugby one, where you're going back and forward the whole time. You know, that's really hard work. There's a lot of fitness in that.
Yes, it's been good fun. I think there is some that want to get out and bash, but we're a long way from that. And the ground was hard on Tuesday, so I was quite pleased that we were just running around, to be honest.
And has it been the same up at Westbury, Emma?
Yeah, it's a lot of hidden fitness. We've certainly on the ladies' side, there's been lots of, rugby, tennis, working on skills. So, high ball catching, all of those sorts of things that sometimes get a bit lost in pre-season while you're working on other stuff. So lots of the fun games. And then we have one of our coaches, Lynn, loves a bit of fitness. So she loves to set a bit of a challenge. And there's always a competition between teams, bit of healthy competition. And from the men's side point of view, I think they've been doing lots of fitness again, lots of skills. And, we are being sensible as much as everyone would like to get back and take some of that pent up aggression out on some tackle bags and stuff. It's about being sensible and getting our bodies gently back used to some contact.
Certainly. There's plenty of time for that. There's still 6 months or so before the season hopefully can begin. That's when the fun stuff will happen. So what I wanted to ask about also was, do you think this is a wonderful opportunity for people that have never played the game before to actually have 6 months of sort of easy steps into the game, rather than you turn up on a Saturday, you're starting on the wing and you work your way in?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think we were both nodding.
Yeah, especially in our women's team, lots of new to sport. Like Emma said, a couple from football, a couple that have never played before. So to have this time to embed skills and get bodies ready for a completely different type of sport is ideal. For me, returning to playing, it's been fantastic to get the body back in some kind of condition. And again, we've picked up guys that have wanted to come back to rugby, that have been away for a while. So yeah, perfect time to dust off the skills and get a bit of fitness in.
Sometimes pre-season can be quite fast-paced. If someone starts right at the pre-season of rugby, you're getting your team ready, aren't you? You're already talking like tactics and stuff and how you're going to be playing. And so I think that it's absolutely the best time, because we're never going to get this period of time again to start with all the fun stuff, building it up slowly, taking that time, and then getting them ready to play their first full season rather than rushing it. It also gives us time, to find people's spots on the team. You get an idea whether they're going to be a forward or back kind of quite quickly, but actually, taking some of those roles that we can start training people up in early days, so they can start really finding their position in the team.
Definitely.
What we also found is lockdown's been an ideal situation for us to integrate our Colts into the senior setup. Okay, so they lost their Colts season pretty much, unfortunately, and there'll be lots of clubs in the same position. For us, historically, we've lost that age group just due to the big gap in Colts to senior rugby. So it's been a brilliant opportunity to integrate the two sections together, get to know both sets of players, and get to build some relationships. And it's worked really well. We've got some back this lockdown. I'm sure some more will come out of the woodwork as the weather gets nicer.
Always the way. Always the way. Fair weather. Fair weather. So sort of looking ahead then, what does sort of the next few weeks into the summer sort of look like for you, Emma?
So continuing on with training, we are not planning any pauses in training across the summer. Hopefully building up to maybe some games, certainly on the men's side. I think they're looking to have some local kind of friendly style games if they can to get themselves ready. They're about to go up a league, so it's really important that they are kind of ready for that and more rugby ready for that. But we're also going to do lots of work around our club. You know, we are a club that, you know, our players are also our volunteers. You know, we're very small, we rely on everyone, and there's always lots of work and maintenance. You know, we've been lucky over various COVID restrictions to be able to do bits of work, but we are just in the process of like installing new drainage channels to help our pitches, and that is a whole army of volunteers that it takes to do things like that. So hopefully in the nicer weather we'll be doing some work around the club again.
And you, Steve, anything sort of planned for the next few weeks?
Slowly easing the opening of the clubhouse to get the bar operational again, which some of the players are looking forward to on a Tuesday and Thursday night after practice.
Or instead
aim to well, probably for some. But yeah, a bit like Emma, just take the time. We're not planning on any pausing. We're looking to use this as pre-season, then into pre-season, then hopefully into some rugby come September. And I think Nick is looking at some ready for rugby fixtures to integrate the players together, and we're more than capable of hosting more than one side at the ground. So looking forward to having a busy environment down there. And like Emma, using the time that we're not open fully to prep ready for return to members and the community to use the facilities.
I hope as well we're going to get to do some of the club traditions that were, you know, cancelled over. So obviously club season, club dinners and that sort of things are all up in the air, but we always have like men's v women's touch games between Christmas and New Year that obviously didn't get to happen and stuff. It would be really nice to kind of shift some of them along to kind of rebuild up our club community, get everyone back together, you know, in one place. And a part of that is definitely the bar opening. I know, fingers crossed, we'll have nice weather and we can all sit outside in our small groups and just kind of be able to spend some time together. Socializing will be a massive perk.
I do think there is a massive opportunity with Saturdays and a Lions tour to sort of integrate everyone back in, including the families and the kids that you've got around the club as well.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think we'll be quite lucky, you know, with the Lions going ahead to just have something on the TV that we can show, you know, and figure out a way to be able to broadcast that outside and stuff. Luckily, we've got some techie guys at the club that can sort all that out for us.
And Steve, being a Lions Origins club, how sort of excited are you for the summer?
Massively for us. It's our first time as an Origins club, so we're looking forward to the activity, and also being a Canterbury club, it's doubly exciting for us. So we might be featured in some bits and pieces over the coming months, which would be nice. But we invested in some marquees to put on our patio area, so we're nice and covered. We did get a TV outside for some of the pre-lockdown stuff, so hoping to do that again. But like Emma, probably looking at a way to be able to broadcast something a bit bigger in the outdoor space, that we can get more people in the environment, fire the barbecue up and have some fun.
Yeah,
sounds good. I'll be there.
More than welcome.
I will be there. Yeah, we should get a Decker versus Staines ready for rugby game on.
Yeah,
speak to Woody. We can sort that out. So yeah, look, there's that's sort of all my questions, I guess, covered for this episode. But the one question that we do always end with, and I didn't prep you, and I should have done, is that we ask every guest for one hope and one fear for either yourself or the club or for grassroots rugby over sort of the next 12 months. Steve, do you have anything that you're hopeful or fearful of for the game?
Hopeful for me is to have a women's side out on a Sunday and 2 senior men's sides, and the kids back running around playing some competitive rugby on a Sunday. Fear is that our front row have lost far too much weight over the close season.
Why is it? Why front rowers are going to be far too fit? There's all this healthy eating and exercise. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good for the game. Sorry if there's any health people watching, but
or they just got really strong, and it's going to be horrible to play against them. One or the other is going to happen.
Yeah, one or the other. Thanks, Steve. And Emma.
I hope that our men's and ladies team have a great season. We our boys deserve to do really well. They worked so hard last season to go up a league and to do so well in the cup. So I just really hope to see them progressing nicely in that league when it all gets started. And my fear is kind of around how COVID will have impacted our sport. And I don't think we're going to know until a year down the line. Hopefully we'll find that all of our clubs have been able to hang on, and we will have recruited loads of new players. But, there is this fear that some people have retired early because, they're like, actually, priorities have changed. I know we've seen it a little bit with our ladies team where they've had time at home and actually they've gone, I would like more time at home in my week, and so rugby is no longer the sport for me. And a couple of people have retired early, certainly on our men's side, because their priorities have changed. So hopefully that we will still have the sport full of all the characters that we love in kind of a year to come.
Perfect. What a way to
The fear to those people that are retiring early is that you don't get to retain them within your clubs, for me. Because you lose their knowledge and experience to then pass on, have stories in the bar. So it's then being able to give them something else to do. Yeah, okay, they don't want to play anymore, but you're really important to our club. So what is it you can do to help, or what can we do to keep you involved?
Steve, I'm dying to ask you, how have you recruited a female side, with 20-odd players over lockdown? That's really impressive.
Yeah, so we were approached by a group of four young ladies who wanted to launch a side. We said, yeah, go for it. And they've done all the work, to be completely honest. We've given them the framework to do it and the freedom to do what they like. Again, power of social media, bringing down friends, bringing back in contacts that probably haven't played rugby for a while. And it has gone from strength to strength. I think they had 10 founding members, and that's grown over the lockdown periods. And again, probably not playing has helped them massively. So then we'll build in some friendly games for them when they're all up and running.
Incredible.
That's very impressive. Well done.
Incredible. Well, we'll get them on the show soon so they can tell everyone how they did it and how they went about it. But that's a perfect way to end. So yes, come back to your rugby clubs. They're open. Go and have a run around. The bars will be open very soon. There's a Lions tour. There's going to be barbecues. Get down to your local rugby club. Let's celebrate what we've got and what we've missed over the last 12 months. So hopefully now that rugby's back, we can talk about the rugby on the pitch rather than rugby off the pitch. So Emma, Steve, thank you very much for joining us. Let me pay the bills and thank Rugby Store for supporting the show. Go look along the checkout. There's a promo code FYB Pod to get 10% off everything in store, and that supports Philly Brutes, but then it will also support your clubs with some things that we've got going on down the line. So get involved in that. Like, subscribe, listen on the podcast on Apple, leave us a review. There's a lot of words here. Leave us a review, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tell everyone about Philly Brutes. Philly Brutes is about to evolve, so get people involved now. Get your clubs on the map, because there's some big things coming, and come September you'll want to be part of it. So get in now before it's too late. Emma, Steve, thank you very much. Thank you all for watching and listening, and good night.
Cheers, Sean.
Thanks.